Getting past our fear and going for the unknown. My name is Dr. Joseph P. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes. And today I'm going to cover a quick concept. And you may be asking why I'm talking about what seems to be a psychological issue when it's actually part of our nervous system and what can cause us physical pain and emotional pain as well. So something we all have to deal with as humans is fear. We can't escape it, and it's part of our crocodile brain or the amygdala that when we face an unknown, something about our neurobiology creates the 3F response. And the 3Fs are flight, fight, or freeze. So how does that come up? So there's only two primal fears, which is the fear of loud noises, and the other one's the fear of falling. That's why older people have so much anxiety, is they're afraid they're going to fall. So those are primal fears. That means all our other fears are learned. And there's something in the brain that us, the human being, has been taught to interpret certain pieces of information and assign a value to it. So two people can look at going swimming, and one person can see, oh, a great time playing with my friends, water sports, water skiing, surfing, and someone else could go, I'm going to drown, that will kill me. One person jumps in and enjoys the experience, and the other person won't ever dip their toe in the water and runs away from it their whole life. So at that point, there's a demarcation line where someone, their whole life will be limited by that fear, and the person assigning the value to it is self. I'm telling myself that I see this stimulus, like water in this case, as something fearful and something to be avoided. So I bring that up because sometimes we need to step outside of our boundaries and have something new. So a lot of people want a new life. They want this life, but they're not willing to let go of their current life to go for the new one. And we like the security of knowing what we have, it's consistent, we like the certainty of it. But if you want to get out of pain, if you want to get out of physical pain or emotional pain, it's the same neurological bridge we need to cross. We need to cross the bridge of fear. This wall that we have made will always be there our whole lives unless we learn how to think differently and give something up, letting it go. So, what we can bring to it is number one, is a mentor, someone who's a coach. When you get to that point of fear, that they can reassure you and kind of hold your hand as you go through this valley or this sensation of being afraid. Of course, you need to be able to trust that person, that person's going to see you through, and they have their eye out for you to catch you if you start to get in deep water, you start to go under. So that's kind of what I do in my office for patients when I'm asking them to try something new and they're in pain because they're afraid. They don't want that pain to come back or to get worse, and they need to trust me to move past it. The other thing is tools. So, or we can change our value of it. We can see it. How is it that we can look at the same incident and see this as fun? Or we can go to the other end of the spectrum. We can bring impact. We can bring pain, emotional pain as a coach or as a parent or a friend, that you want to increase the dial of emotional pain and impact to make it hot under the person's seat so they jump. I don't know if you ever heard the story about if a frog jumps into warm water and you slowly increase the temperature over time, the frog won't ever jump out. They'll die in the heat. But if the frog jumps into hot water, they'll jump right out. So most of us as human beings, it usually takes pain to get us to let go of our current beliefs and our current things that we're holding on to, we're dependent upon, these comfort things, to jump into a new area. The pain of where we are is too great, so we're willing to let go of what we have to move to something else. So pain's one way. The impact of what's the impact of staying where you are? What is it costing you? What does the rest of your life look like if you don't change, if you don't give up? What do you think is the most likely outcome of happening for you? So that's some questions you can ask yourself to maybe let go of where you are, and your mind will let it go and say, yes, I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to bridge this gap. I'm willing to try, with someone they trust. Another thing we could do is we could say, how can I? It's a great question to ask our creative mind. Make this fun, or what would encourage me to step forward? What's the smallest little step I'd be willing to try something new? Um, what emotion can I create? How can I see water as fun? How can I see this as a fun? How can I turn this into a game for myself? So these are some psychological tools that we can bring to trying on new things, to getting out of physical pain, to have a better life, to live upon a new paradigm, and we can assign new values. The person, me, I, or you, can change how you interpret the information. But first, you have to let go of the old belief. You can even question the old belief. Is that true? Is it, look at having this belief for me right now, what's it costing me? Feel pain. Bring more pain to it, which will make you let it go. So these are some good little questions you could try. I hope this helps you out a lot in improving your life and starting to bridge some of the gaps of fear in your life and creating the life that you want. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.